Especially because Isabella was poorly. I can't imagine what would have happened if they'd given this little boy some of her medications. And that's when the story leads on to Daniel stealing the entire hospital crib.
After hearing Maisie and Belle's story, a lot of people were curious to know more about the withdrawals that Belle had to go through after birth.
At 20 weeks pregnant, I was told that my daughter had to spend the first week of her life in hospital because she would experience withdrawals. And this subject is definitely not voiced enough considering how common it can be, so let's talk about it. Since the age of 13, I've been taking some very strong medications for my mental health, and with 8 years of medical background and depression, my doctor was very adamant that I keep taking this medication because my risk for prenatal and postnatal depression was extremely high. I was then informed at 20 weeks pregnant that my daughter was going to suffer some pretty serious withdrawals when she was born, but it was safer for me to keep taking the medication at this point because she can't be monitored as closely while she's in my tummy. I was in hospital a lot for reduced movements and things like that, but I had a fairly healthy pregnancy. I was always prepared that this may mean that Isabella could be premature, and I went into labour with her at 36 weeks and 5 days. Isabella came into the world at 6 pound 4, and very quickly after this, her withdrawal symptoms started to show very strongly. It's a really sensitive subject, and I'm not actually ready to go into some of the things she experienced, but a couple of the symptoms can be constant shivering. She had to have an NG tube fitted because she wasn't eating properly, and it also opened her up to a lot of other conditions, so she was diagnosed with prolonged jaundice too. On the ward, she was being monitored every 2 hours by the nurses, and they were honestly so incredible when it came to reassuring me that she was okay. After 7 days, Isabella was allowed to come home with us, but honestly the symptoms lasted until she was about 12 weeks old, and today she is the healthiest, happiest little girl in the world. So if any pregnant mamas are in the same situation and you're preparing for your baby to withdraw from your medication, please don't worry and don't feel guilty. Your mental health is such a massive part of being a parent, and you know you and your baby better than anybody else.
We're so glad Belle is a perfectly happy and healthy baby now. And thank you so much to Maisie for allowing us to share your story.
Commenters on the original video were so shocked by Maisie's baby swap story, and who can blame them, right? With one person saying, right, that's it, I'm not letting my babies out of my sight when I have them. And another person added, oh my god, that is genuinely my worst fear. Imagine if it wasn't a baby boy. And I wonder if they did tell the other mum. Thank goodness it was a positive ending.